Yes, so here on News Desk. Now, over a 4-year period from 2013, the manufacturing sector experienced a consistent decline in growth rate from -0.5 to -2.0 in 2015, according to the Statistical Service. As of last year, the Association of Ghana Industries had reported that the manufacturing sector's growth had dipped to an unprecedented -8%, largely caused by erratic power supply that intensified for almost 2 years straight ahead. Now, ahead of the Manufacturing Awards, Sheila Tamaklo visited some industry players to talk about how they survived.
Machines grinding, people working, a typical sight at any manufacturing industry. Manufacturing has been known to be the backbone of some major successful economies across the globe. In the case of Ghana, manufacturing saw its boom in the year 1960 to 1970, when the then leader of the country started its massive industrialization process. Now, this process saw the contribution of manufacturing to GDP rise from 10% to 14% between the year 1990 and 1970, but then saw a slump due to currency challenges as well as challenges when it came to importation of our raw materials. However, this manufacturing industry is set for massive growth in the coming years due to some policies being set in place to drive manufacturing for export. So today we are going to interact with some players in the manufacturing sector to look at the prospects of Ghana's manufacturing industry. Manufacturing is the backbone of many successful economies across the world, like China, USA, and Japan. Globally, manufacturing continues to grow and accounts for exactly 16% of global GDP and 14% of employment. In Ghana, despite a decline in contribution to GDP, the industry could be looking at growth if government policies touch the right spots to drive manufacturing. How much are you able to do?
We're doing about 45,000 cases a day.
Okay. And all this, which market is it actually directed to the Ghanaian market?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is all this product is going into the Ghanaian market and being sold in the Ghanaian market.
Okay.
So I think the markets are very different. So if we talk about the beer market to start with, the beer market is actually in quite a good space. It's been growing quite well over the last few years. Us particularly as a business have been performing very well. Club Lager itself has been performing very well. So, and we see that continuing into the future as we get more economic growth in the country. The soft drink market has been a bit more of a challenge. There are a lot of players in that space. It's very easy to come into that space. You would have seen a lot more competitors in the market over recent times. So that space is a little bit more occupied with competitors and a bit more challenging. So we talk about volumes, we're talking about 1.5, I don't know if we talk hectolitres, but 1.5 million hectolitres was our forecast, our numbers last year.
Preforms are the initial stages of bottles that are blown up later for bottles. And from our preforms factory, we serve customers like Casapreco, Baltic, and other bottling companies in the country. You see from the cutaways or from the pictures, each machine has the size of preforms they manufacture, serving a vast majority of markets in the country as far as the industrial sector is concerned. So we have Belacqua, we have the preforms factory, and we just added, I'm proud to actually say we've added our instant noodles plant, which is actually the first in the country. Right now, our production capacity is about 7,000 boxes a day, and we are looking to grow that number as well.
Financing
fabrication, but my background is art, and I've used that to specifically do niche work for the construction industry, and then a few private individuals who value the sort of work that we do.
Okay, so the markets, we're talking about the market.
Yeah, well, we see the potential for export, especially with the very artistic things that we do. But we're looking specifically at things that are scalable. So we're looking at more the US markets and the European markets. Then we're also looking at doing modular railings for some of the balustrades that we do. And then looking at how we can export that to within the West African region as well.
Okay.
So these are all things that we're looking at in the very near future.
However, having the potential may not be enough. As the manufacturing sector strives to meet the ever-changing needs of consumers, what is critical is to catch attention through creativity. How? Through innovation.
Innovation, the focus of this year's Manufacturing Awards. According to the Advanced English Dictionary, innovation means introducing something new to an environment. Research by PricewaterhouseCoopers has indicated that innovation is not just important to the bottom lines of businesses, but then it dramatically improves productivity and affects competitiveness of businesses. So what have our Ghanaian manufacturing industries been up to? First, the furniture industry.
We realized that because our pieces tend to come in long railings, transportation was difficult, so we're not able to do work outside Accra and Tema. So we realized that we needed to think of innovative ways of breaking down the pieces into shorter pieces that can be flat packed, but then looking at also the locking devices and then how you install these. And then we also realized that for a lot of the real estate companies, they're not looking for very elaborate designs, but just simple, premium, well-finished products. So we started working with a team of engineers to look at how we can break down the pieces, and looking at an interlocking device, which once we do break down the pieces into shorter units of, say, maybe 1 meter, 1.5, and then smaller units that would enable the pieces to be flat packed. And then we're also looking at the possibility of the very near future, how we can use a lot of mechanization and industrial welding to produce these in volume and flood the timber market for people to be able to buy these flat pack pieces and do self-install them at home.
Before we start any venture, a lot of research goes into it. For example, our instant noodle brand, Yummy Instant Noodles. We got feedback from the noodle market in Ghana and from people who have consumed noodles on the market. That was the first step of the research. And realized that for most of the brands in the market, after consuming it, people get bloated. You have the idea that instant noodles is not hygienic because it's not healthy because of some of the ingredients that are in there. So we actually invested in making our noodles easily digestible. Manufacturers in Ghana have to deal with quote-unquote better substitutes imported into the country. We have to deal with doubt that Ghanaians can produce to the quality of the international market. Either two, when people say made in Ghana, it was committed, we had a connotation of inferior goods. We have to rise above that in the production of our water and the production of our instant noodles. And that is how important innovation is for Ghanaian manufacturing, because those are the odds we need to beat.
Malt was traditionally sold in a returnable glass bottle, and that restricted some way the consumption of the product. If you wanted a drink, you had to go and take your bottle, you had to stand there and drink it and give the bottle back. I think we have managed to bring in a better malt, a brewed malt, by the way, so properly flavoured, proper brewed malt in a PET bottle, which is quite unusual, and it requires a little bit of difficult technology. If he spins round, you can see some of the equipment over this side is specifically been put in place to be able to produce this product. Okay? And it's had a huge impact for us as a business. This is a category that we were essentially a non-existent player in for a number of years. We tried with a load of brands. When we launched Better Malt 2 years ago, we're now at a position of about 30% market share, 200,000 hectolitres of this product. So we've completely transformed our position in this category. And at the same time, we've transformed the category. So you will have seen now that malt is much more readily available. Every one of those innovations we've had has had an impact. Maybe we should touch on what we've done with Eagle Lager as well. So Eagle Lager uses 70% local raw materials. So last year we bought about 7.5 million tonnes of local raw materials. So products, mostly maize and cassava, that were grown in this country. The research we've done implies that impacted over 30,000 farmers in this country, just from the product that we're buying.
Successful multinationals in the manufacturing sector have been known to invest heavily in research to acquire and scale sustainable innovations.
Now, the maiden edition of the Ghana Manufacturing Awards will be coming off this Friday, 28th of April, at the Gold Coast Kempinski Hotel. It's the Watching News Desk. Coming up shortly is Business with Emmanuel Abwajiriafe. Don't go away.